Yo, what up? How's it going? And welcome back for another video. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys the top 5 best comps to play on patch 11.23 on Set 6 TFT. Now, I don't normally make this type of video, but I had a lot of people ask me for this video, so here I am. I've made this list based off of I play in Grandmaster and Challenger lobbies on NA, so I made it based off what I've seen, what are the trends, and just mainly my personal opinion as well. So this is my personal opinion on what I think are the strongest comps, and you can take that however you'd like. Your comp or what you think is OP might not be on here, but this is just my opinion. So, all right, with all the formalities out of the way, let's just get into it. So the first comp I will be showing you guys is the Katarina Reroll. Now this is very hard forceable. What I will say about this is if you are master and below, just beware. If you are trying to hard force this every game, people in those elos will just contest you for no reason. So you've been warned. But this comp is very hard forceable for sure. And if you're in higher elo, then this is very hard forceable because people are less likely to contest you. So some item starts here. We're going to have rod or glove is going to be your best bet. After that, tier or sword is okay. But yeah, you really want rod or glove as your first starting items. The reason why is because we're going to use a lot of rod items. We're going to use a lot of gloves because we're playing Sens, obviously. Cool. So augments, and don't pay attention to the items yet. We'll talk about them. The augments you're going to be taking is econ augments are going to be very strong for you because we are trying to do hard force for the most part if you're playing this. Just assassin-based augments and healing augments are very good because that makes it to where you don't have to have a healing item on your Katarina and you can just go full balls to the wall damage or a little bit more utility there instead of healing. Okay, so the game plan for whenever you're playing this build is you want to econ. If you can get Yordles, that's going to be your best bet. You're not trying to be strong in the early game. You're just trying to econ up to 6. Once you get to level 6 and you have a reasonable amount of econ, you full send on stage 3, somewhere on stage 3, hopefully. You full send to hit your 4 send, 2 academy, 2 bodyguard board. Then after that, you will slow roll for infinite 3 stars. Some of the most important 3 stars here are going to be Katarina, Blitzcrank, and Talon. If you can hit Echo, that's amazing, but it is difficult to hit Echo because Echo fits into a few other compositions, so it is usually pretty difficult to hit Echo. But if you can hit Echo, Echo and Katarina are the most important units in this build. So, all right, yeah. So most important units, Katarina and Echo. So cat items, you're going to have IE, Spark, and Healing is going to be your best in slot. You know, nothing really to say about that. And if you're hard forcing, you're open forwarding. If you're really hard forcing this, you really do want to get best in slot, which is really what you need is IE, Ionic +1. Now, again, if you have healing from your augments, you do not need a Gunblade, but Gunblade is going to provide the best healing for you and your team. But if not, you can put a Hodge there as well. Is going to be great. But again, some other items that you can put on Katarina, Blue Buff, Death Cap, Hodge, Jeweled Gauntlet, all are fine on her, but you want to aim for these items for sure. And if you are hard forcing, you really do want to get best in slot if you can. On Echo, his best item is going to be Morello. After that, some decent items are like Sojin. I do like Frozen Heart just to get him this cast a little bit earlier and go ahead and get that upfront Frozen Heart on there. But after that, it's kind of whatever. Just kind of put your items wherever. You can carry some items on Talon like IE and RFC, those are fine as well, but you really just want to get items on these two guys right there. All right, cool. Let's get out of this. Let's get into Arcanist Lux. Okay, before you look at this build is, I just want to say this build is extremely flexible, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. So, cool. We're going to start Rod, Tier, or Chain if you want to play some Arcanist. So the augments we're going to take are any Arcanist-based augments. Runic is going to be the strongest one. I really think Runic hard enables this comp as a 6 or 4 variation. Econ ones are going to be good, and healing augments are going to be very strong because this is a very high damage build. Any high damage build really benefits from healing. Just a pro tip right there. Cool, because then you don't have to build healing and you can just build one shot. All right, game plan. We want to play around Yordles, Arcanist, or Katarina. For the easiest transitions, just because those are very good item holders, very easy transition. You do want to fast 8, but you can roll on 7 if you need to, or roll on 6 if you need to spike like hitting a Vex 2 or hitting like a Malzahar 2. Maybe you hold items on Malzahar or TF or something like that and you need to spike them. That's fine, but yeah, going fast 8 is going to be your best bet. This build is extremely flexible. You can play 6, 4, or 2 Arcanists. Just know that the less Arcanists you have, the more AP that you will need on your carries. So for what I mean by that is if you're running 2 or 4, you're not going to benefit as much from Jeweled IE. You'll benefit a lot more from building like Death Cap or Archangel. I mean, if you can build Death Cap and a Jeweled, but just know the less AP you have, the less you benefit from crit. So just keep that in mind whenever you're building your composition. And the vice versa is true. If you have like a Death Cap, it is less valuable the more Arcanist you have, because you're already getting base AP. Doesn't mean it's bad. Just keep that in mind whenever you're playing this. Again, this build is extremely flexible. You can play 6, 4, or 2. The more you drop down, just the more better units you play. So you can drop down out of all of these and literally just play Lux and Victor, and you just play a bunch of strong utility units like Enchanters, like Socialites, like Bodyguards. So just know this build is extremely flexible. So the items we're going to be looking for is Lux is going to be blue buff plus AP. This is the best in slot if you have the full AP version. Victor is going to be Sojin plus AP. Taric is very strong in this comp. If you're probably looking at Taric, and I have an Arcanist emblem slammed, Taric is going to be very strong in this composition. He's just really strong. That's all you really need to know. Skill's very good with AP. GA, very strong item on him, because if he dies, once he comes back up, he will full heal himself if he has a lot of AP, and he will full heal whatever, somebody, and we're all good to go. Cool. And alternatively, if you don't want to play Vex, you can play Braum or Vet. You can play Braum instead, and then best items on them are going to be Bramble, Spark +1. That's all you need to know. Cool. Let's get out of this one. All right, this one is going to be Challenger Yonay. Now, this is a new comp that has you know, kind of appeared on this patch. This is really kind of a flavor of the week build, but it does seem pretty strong, and I see a lot of people play it. I have not personally played this build, but it's extremely easy. Cool. So item start is going to be glove, sword, bow, or chain, you know, in that order, preferably. Okay, so augments are going to be, you want to take challenger-based augments are going to be very strong, like On Guard or anything that gives you challenger emblems, all that good stuff. After that, econ and healing augments are going to be very strong. Econ is just very strong. And then healing, again, this is a very high damage comp. You can benefit from healing right there. Cool. Game plan is going to be playing challenger vertical into a level 7 roll down. This is pretty hard to play if you're not playing around challengers early game. So that's what I mean by challenger vertical, is you're playing like around a Samira or around a Warwick or around a Quinn or something like that. It's going to be much easier if you just play challenger vertical. If not, then you probably just want to play more of a standard game. But cool. You can challenger vertical into a level 7 roll down to spike on 6 challengers to get a very strong spike. If you played last set, think about if you played 6 Legionnaire. It was a very big spike on stage 4. Cool. So you can roll down to spike for 6 challenger, or you can go fast 8 if you're far ahead to make sure you get all of your strong units. Leo and Braum are flex spots in this board, so you do not have to play these guys at all. Definitely don't have to play these. Alternatively, you can play Yuumi, Janna, or Jace +1 is fine as well. And then also remember, if you have some challenger emblems, you know, you're running a lot of synergy bots, so you can add some extra utility units like Oriana or something like that, or a Yuumi. Obviously, it was going to be great. Yeah, great if you have challenger emblems. You can drop a lot of these synergy bots. Yep. All right, Yonay items are going to be GA, Runan's Hurricane +1. The reason why these Runan's, I feel like I don't have to explain. It's just his most OP item. GA is very strong in this build because you are playing very low utility, very like, you know, glass cannon-y build, and his clone does continue to hit while he is in GA. You can take a lot of bad losses if you are dying at the very beginning of the fight, so I do really like GA on Yonay for that reason. I've seen it pop off quite a bit. And then +1 after that is going to be good. Last Whisper is just pretty decent because a lot of people are building Bramble Vest. Bodyguards are a lot more meta. So in order to just actually be able to kill the front line, I do like Last Whisper. But if you just want to go another damage amp item right there, that's all good to go. You're going to side carry Fiora or Kai'Sa or both with your leftover AP items because, again, we don't have a lot of good spots to put AP items. You know, we're not carrying AP items on here, but you are going to get AP items. So we drop them off on Fiora or Kai'Sa. There's going to be your best AP item holders. Alternatively, you can also build like a Spark and a Morello on like a Braum or something like that to just get a lot of like passive damage. Is very good as well. So consider that whenever you're playing this build. Cool. All right, let's go over to here. These are some more of the builds that I like playing. I don't like playing any of the builds I just showed you because I do not like playing very contested meta comps, but now we're going to talk about some innovators. I love playing innovators. So this is very strong though. All right, item start is going to be sword, glove, bow, chain. I like to play innovators every game. I really go for this comp, either innovators or reroll Ezreal. I really like as well. But cool, I think it's a very flexible build. That's why I like it. All right, augments are going to be innovator augment is going to be good. Like anything that gives you innovator heart. I wouldn't take the the self-repair one, unless you're playing the dragon, and you have to do some really unique positioning. But yeah, I wouldn't go for that one too much, but Innovator Heart's going to be very strong. It allows you to play 7 Innovator. Econ ones and healing-based augments, very strong, very high damage build, again, with Jin and all that good stuff. So those are all going to be good for you there. So the game plan is play around Innovators in the early game. You're going to carry your Ezreal with the items that we're going to be building on Jin. You can put tank items on Singed or Camille, because I do really like playing Camille in the early game as my tank. Very strong unit, can give you clockwork. I really like Camille. Play whatever additions to your team make sense, like Scholars, Scraps, etc., until you have 5 Innovators. Cool. We can roll on 6, 7, or 8. Ideally, when you play Innovators, you want a fast 8. But, if you need to spike, you can roll a bit on 7 or 6, something like that if you need to. But ideally, want to go 8 so we can hit our Jin and all that good stuff and kind of complete the comp and have a chance to hit Jace. All right, final comps. 7 Innovator, if possible. It's going to be very strong. Drop whatever you need to make that happen. Yeah, drop whatever you need. If not, then just play 5. You're just going to drop Ezreal for Jin. And add a sniper plus 1 utility. Some good utility units in here are Yuumi, Taric, and Lissandra. Just whatever makes sense. Cool. Yuumi is usually, or Lissandra is usually a placeholder for Yuumi, and then we usually only play Taric if the Socialite Hex is very nice, or we just hit a free Taric 2-star, very strong unit. In game, you can drop out of Innovator completely and just play Legendaries. Alternatively, you can play the same comp. Obviously, you can play Ezreal Reroll, but that's not what we're talking about here. I have that in my reroll comps video. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link at the end. Alternatively, I play that comp a lot. Alternatively, you can backline Jace carry instead of Jin if you really want to, but this is going to be this easiest standard version and most consistent, because Jace 1-star with tank items is strong, but Jace 1-star with carry items is not really that amazing. Get better value out of playing frontline Jace at 1-star. But you can totally carry Jace if you would like, especially if you're playing 7 Innovators. Very easy. Cool. This one is going to be standard Jin. I do love Jin. This is standard Jin, so this is just like more of a, like plug and play comp that you can play every game. You know what I mean? Okay, so item start is going to be sword, glove, bow, chain, belt. Some augments that are going to be good. Any type of sniper augment, like sniper emblem, sniper's nest, going to be very strong. Econ and healing are going to be very strong. One thing I do want to say, I didn't talk about Jin items on the last one, and here we have Jin again. I do really like BT on Jin. The reason why I like BT on Jin is because there's a lot of AP in the meta, a lot of assassins in the meta. So this helps Jin stay alive, helps you win like Lux matchups a lot. As long as he doesn't get one shot, he can heal to full, that sort of thing. In assassin matchups, he can heal while he's trying to deal some damage there. So that's why we do have that on there. But do note, if you have a lot of healing augments, you can just go full damage right there as well, or like a GA or something is fine as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, so in this, if we're wanting to play Jin, typically you want to play around Innovators. You can play around Yordles. That's a Tristana carry Yordle, just to econ up. You can play around snipers, like Caitlyn, like Caitlyn, Tristana, Misfortune in the early game, and just play a very strong front line like protectors, bodyguards. Bodyguards are going to be easier to transition. Fast 8 if you can. If not, roll a bit on 6 or 7 to spike if you need to, of course. You can play 4 sniper if you want to. You just drop some utility units. Or if you have a sniper emblem, it's very easy to fit. You can also play 4 bodyguards if it makes a lot of sense for the lobby. You can also frontline Jace in this build, but he is better as backline because he does scale Jin's damage, because Jin does scale off attack speed. Jace opens up the Hex Gate, boom, gives you attack speed, and you're good to go. So yeah, this is going to be the most standard version. You can also play with bruisers, but it is going to be best bet playing with bodyguards because Jin needs a lot of time bought for him to deal a lot of his damage. If you've ever played Jin in any set of TFT, that's always been true. You got to buy time for Jin. But again, there's a lot of different variations. This is just going to be the easiest one to plug and play every game. And Yuumi is just, you can play Lissandra as a placeholder for Yuumi, and you're good to go in that regards. All right, guys, that is it for the video. Kind of speed ran through all those comps. Yeah, this is not a video I typically like to make because I like to teach people how to get better. Like the saying goes, give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. I prefer to teach a man to fish, or teach a, it's not exclusive to men, just, I'm just saying the expression. But I like to teach rather than just throw you a bone. But here it is. If you guys just want to know some of the best comps, what I think are some of the best comps, what comps I look for if I were trying to really climb, these would be the comps that I'd go for. And I hope you guys learned something, hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want more of me, I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/TrajanTFT. I'd love to see you there. I'm taking a break for the holiday right now. And also I upload TikToks pretty much every day, tiktok.com/@TrajanTFT. And then also I have a Twitter that I update every day. twitter.com/TrajanTFT. I would love to see you guys on any of my other socials. I'm trying to grow in all those other places. And if you want to help me out, that'd be great. Another way you can help me out, if you don't want to do that, just like this video. That would help me out a lot. Or comment on this video. I love reading the comments. I respond to every comment that is worth responding to. I don't argue with people online. I don't argue with strangers. So if you leave something negative, I probably will not respond. But if you leave something thoughtful, I'll give you a thoughtful reply. And I do love seeing that stuff. So I appreciate you guys. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. I appreciate you, and I hope you're having a good day, good night, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.